Bound for the grand line, bound all the damn time, bound.
Grand Line Bound, One Piece, chapter 1166. Apologies if the audio sounds different. I'm recording in a different space. But hey, you gotta do what the hell you gotta do, alright? Let's get it. We get a brilliant color spread of the Straw Hats smacking down sweet potatoes. Well, I shouldn't say smacking down, more like carefully eating these things because they're piping hot. And what else is hot? That's right, my boo Shinobi right here. I gotta say, I love all their apparel. You know, Yama with the Oden Nisoro drip.
Oden Nisoro.
Sanji looking like he's from a fucking 90s sitcom. Everywhere we look. Hey, yo, shut the fuck up. It's a heart.
Everywhere you look, there's a heart. I hear the heart.
Zoro looking like he's from the state of Virginia.
How much time you got, buddy? Where would I start? Well, first of all, they're lazy, good-for-nothing tricksters, crack-smoking swindlers.
But my favorite is Chopper. Look at his... Yo, that's not him, stupid. Oh, my bad. But look at...
Nope.
Oh, my bad, okay. But look at his drip, though.
That's also not him. You know what? Close enough.
But enough with the color spread. Let's gobble this glizzy of a chapter, shall we? Oh, no, not the shaboing boing references.
I'm a cereal glizzy eater. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
No, I'm telling you, pause. Pause.
Yo.
Pause.
Whoa. Go.
Pause.
Whoa.
Pause.
Yo, come on.
Pause. Pause.
Everything.
All right, the chapter opens up by showing Roger, Garp, and Rocks slumped over from exhaustion. But it did turn Rocks back to normal. And just as he wonders if he'll leave this island alive, he sees Garling, Summers, and Maffy approaching him, walking over to him to secure the easy W. It's like shooting battered fish in a God Valley barrel. Rocks realizes it's a bacon and tomato wrap, and he mentally tells Roger and Garp to run. He thanks them from the bottom of his heart for stopping him. Now Garland then brings out his sword and finishes the job. Now fortunately, Rayleigh and Gabon were able to get Roger and Garp the fuck up out of there, with both of them asking what happened to Rocks. Ray lets them know that Garling is a little bitch-ass boy. Fucking 2 + 2 not knowing what it is ass little boy.
Little stupid bitch. Little dumb teaching bitch. 2 + 2 not knowing what the fuck it is, bitch. Cross-eyed crying down your back, fat foot ass bitch.
Now God Valley ends up sinking beneath the waves and everyone goes their separate ways. That kind of rhymes, I like that. With the narration revealing that the events of the incident were never truly recorded in the pages of history. But like in real life, just because the initial incident is unseen, doesn't mean the ramifications will be invisible. On the Oro Jackson, Roger finally wakes up and his crew is beyond hyped. This means they can now check out all the treasure that they snagged. Roger starts to hear crying sounds coming from one of them, and that's when they discover baby Shanks. And the rest is history. Elsewhere, all over the world, word spread about the execution of Rocks and how it led to the demise of the Rocks Pirates. But the story told by the world government was heavily censored. Of course, we already knew this. Mainly focusing on the hero of the Marines, Garp. Now, of course, this outrages him because he doesn't like the way the story was spun. Sengoku tells Garp that the world government and the Marines are massive organizations with tens of thousands of people, and it's impossible to be aware of what each individual person is doing. That is why it's so easy for Sengoku to look the other way when the top brass does something they should not. And he's like, shit, I can't control everything, man, what the fuck? But Garp gets into a fight with Sengoku after hearing this, calling him nothing more than a ladder climber, an apple polisher.
Hey, yo, that's enough. Knock it off.
All right, I got one more. A lint licker.
Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor? Pickle you, kumquat! You're overreacting. Nope.
Well, Sengoku responds that he could do nothing from the bottom of anything. And I kind of understand what he's saying. You need power to truly influence shit. Okay? You ain't gonna do it as a Kobe. You need to be, well, maybe Cody from the past. Not Kobe now. But you know what I mean. The old weak-ass Kobe. You can't do shit as a little fucking deck swapper. Now, Garp makes it clear that he will not be quitting the Marines, as he still has things to protect in his position, aka weak-ass Marines. He tells Sengoku that if he becomes corrupt, then Garp will slime his bitch ass out. Now, on Elbaf, news of Rock's death reaches Loki, who is completely devastated. He thinks back to when he asked Rox if he could join his crew. Of course, Zebek always refused, all while lamenting the fact that he couldn't get Harold himself to join. You know, it's just ironic that the guy he wants to join won't give him the time of day, and his son won't leave him the fuck alone. Now, Loki reveals to Rox that he thinks that he is Nika, and that he will destroy the world. But Rox clarifies to Loki that he just wants to rule it. And if anybody has the power to destroy it, it would be his father. Rox explains to Loki that somewhere out in the world are slumbering giants, and that Harold is the only one that could control them. And with him and that group of giants, plus the ragtag band of demons that Rox put together, he believed that there was nothing anybody can do to stop them. When Loki asks Rox why Harold still would not team up with him, Rox says he thinks it's because of love. But he said that he would keep coming back to recruit him. Now, on a certain island, Harold attacks and beats up a giant who was pillaging the people of that island. And even though the giant apologized for his actions, promising to not do it again, Harold just puts a fucking straight up ass whooping on this kid, man. He catches a beat down that kind of wasn't meant for him, you know. My guy is just grieving in a sense. But, wrong place, wrong time, thieving giant. Bro's getting worked though, man. Yikes. He's getting his shit rearranged. Harold blames giants like him for their people's bad reputation in the eyes of the world government, and it prevents them from wanting to forge an alliance, and his desire to not jeopardize that was kept from him. He felt like he abandoned Rox when he needed him the most, and this is something he could never forgive himself for. The news would later report this incident in a way that ends up painting Harold in a bad light once again. I mean, you reprimand one of your people, and you still get fucked for it. You still get cooked, man. Harold can't catch a fucking break, man. Garp later visits Dragon, who was arrested for his actions, and he hands him a key to his cell. Dragon tells Garp that once he escapes, he's quitting the Marines. He also tells him that he despises him. Garp just accepts this. Part of me thinks that Garp hates himself for being part of the world government. So he's like, yeah, I understand. I get it, son. It's all good. I'm not mad at you. As for Harold, he says goodbye to Ida, Jarl, and Howden. And Loki, of course. He would ask the two boys to work together as brothers and his sons. Now, while sailing to Marineford, Harold addresses the people of the Marines and the world government. He begs them to let him atone for his people's transgressions in the past, only wishing that he wants to ensure a peaceful future for his kind and a peaceful life side by side with humans. As he says that, he tears out his horns and offers to become a slave to show devotion. They tell him to really show atonement, he must pay the ultimate price. That is to subscribe to Grand Line Bound. Harold glues his horns back onto his head and he's like, nah, fuck that. I'm out. That's too heavy of a price. And then he heads back to Elbaf. So, the end.
Bound for the grave.